Hi guys and welcome back to Tommy's Starcraft. This is your host Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay for you guys. And once again we have a great TVP here. So let me just start by introducing the players for you guys. Both players of course from the South Korean pro scene. In the upper right in the yellow it is Baskin Lish, aka Horang. So a very skilled Terran player here. And his opponent is going to be none other than BISU, spawning here with his aka Only Star. So like I told you guys, a very interesting PvT we have here. BISU of course known to be one of the best Protoss in the world. And Horang is also a player who is not to be underestimated, a very strong Terran indeed. So let's just see the follow-up here of these two players. Of course the map would allow a fast expansion for both players, given the fact that it is a 4 spawning locations map. So it's really going to be very interesting what exactly these players are going to opt for. We have BISU of course opening up with a pylon. The same can be said about Horang here with a supply depot. And notice that BISU is not moving his pylon any further here of this map, so he is indicating to us that indeed he wishes to open up with a normal build order here with a gateway, so no fast expansion for him. SCV is moving out here for Horang, so he might do a fast expansion. But no, he just leaves the SCV here, so probably going to build up here a barracks indeed. So pretty normal stuff here by both players. No proxy gateways here for BISU, no shenanigans here for him. Just a normal build order for him, as both players are producing more and more SCVs and probes of course. Gas is already up here for BISU. Horang still waits here, so he's probably going to save some money for an expansion. And actually he sends out his first scouting SCV on the map, just to find out where exactly is BISU hiding and what he is up to. The same can be said here about BISU. So both at the 2-minute mark sending out their scouts on the maps. They're really going to meet up here, so both players now very likely known where the position of each other is. Still are continuing of course just to check the expansion, just to check what exactly everyone is up to. Horang with a fast expansion build now. BISU probably going to build the first zealot, or no, he's actually going into dragoons. Dragoons of course very good against marines if you micro them correctly, but most Terrans are actually going for a mass factory build with mass mech units. So mechanical units like tanks, vultures and Goliaths of course is an option for Terran, actually for most Terrans here. Probe is being chased away by a marine. First marine out on the map, but I think that's going to be the only marine here for Horang, as both players are quite equal on worker count. 18 workers for BISU and 16 here for Horang. So let's just have a look at the follow-up. The range upgrade is of course going to be researched as fast as possible here for BISU. He also places a nice pylon here into this position just to detect any fast coming dropships here by Horang. So pretty intelligent stuff here by BISU. Also Horang is sending out a probe through the map just in case BISU has hidden any proxy pylons around the map. At the same time the first aggression is going to come into the base, into the expansion here from Horang, as BISU sends his first dragoon out just to attack this bunker. Let's just see, are there any units? Yes, there are indeed 3 marines already in that bunker. Marines are moving out already, very aggressive, just to push back this dragoon, but I'm pretty sure that BISU is going to send more and more dragoons here just to try to be as annoying as possible against Horang's expansion. At the same time BISU also is expanding here, a little bit of a late expansion here against the Terran, but like I told you guys, the worker count is the same, so BISU should be pretty fine here. Still at 1 gateway, as his dragoons are moving in here. He waits for his range upgrade just to attack the bunker. So pretty standard stuff here by both players. The 5-minute mark is closing in, and BISU is of course going to be annoying as possible with his dragoons. But if you leave 2 SCVs, you counter of course 2 dragoons as the repairing going on. He even sends another SCV as he's expecting more and more dragoons. But it's just 2 dragoons now here for BISU. What I can say about the Protoss, of course, BISU is known for his carrier build-up later in the game. He also likes to go for Arbiters. Reavers are a possibility. Hypersonic Storm is also a possibility. So a lot of strategies here for the Protoss, as most Protoss, of course, really like their Arbiter gameplay here with steady strap and recoil. So let's just see the follow-up here. And like I told you guys, the Terrans really like their factories build up with siege tank vultures, and of course Goliaths in case there are carriers on the map. Right now we still have the annoyance. The Terran is holding, of course, with his SCVs, but this will be very likely chased away as soon as a siege tank is going to come on here on the map. Of course, the siege ability is being explored, and this should be pushed out. A nice spread here by BISU with those Dragoons, as he's going to avoid as much splash damage as possible out of this tank. But like I told you guys, as soon as this tank is on siege mode, he is very likely going to push this aggression away. At the same time, notice that BISU is expanding here in the 9 o'clock position. One SCV needs to be careful, one SCV might take some damage here, but slowly and steadily BISU has to back away, of course, as even vultures are now on the map. So BISU is going to need an observer as fast as possible just to detect those mines out of those vulture. Does he have that observatory? Yes, indeed he has. So an observer should be made as fast as possible, as more and more gateways are being produced here by BISU. Also expands here at this position and backs it up with 2 Dragoons. The same can be said about Horang. Pretty sure he's going to expand at this position as well. Indeed, he is building his expansion here. So really standard stuff here. Only 2 factories here for Horang, while BISU is already at 4 gateways and is pumping those observers, very vital here for him, just to detect those mines on the map. Nice block here with this Dragoon. The Dragoon is, however, very hurt, so he might get taken out. But he gets help from another Dragoon. Nice mine with splash damage. So BISU really needs to bring those observers as fast as possible into the game. One of them is already here, and another one is on this location. Even took some damage out of this turret here. So great placement here of this observer, as BISU knows exactly when a army move out is going to happen. Another great placement here, just to see this position here when exactly the more and more troops are going to move out here for Horang. Finally things have been settled down. Horang is expecting, he's waiting for his expansion. Both players are a little bit defensive now. Of course they wish to secure their expansions and macro up as fast as possible. We even have a forge here for BISU and a Citadel of Adun, of course, for that speed upgrade for the Zealots. Forge, of course, for the upgrades for the units. No upgrades yet on the siege tank, but this will, of course, very likely be researched as soon as possible by Horang, as more and more factories are being produced here by him as we close in at the 10-minute mark. So currently there's just siege tanks with vultures. Of course, Horang is waiting for the follow-up here by BISU. I don't see any starports yet here by him. Of course, the Terran has a scan available for him, so he can scan anytime the position of the Protoss. And we do have some more army move out here by BISU. Of course, he wishes to clear as many mines as possible with those Dragoons, but still a stalemate here by both players, as they just wish to, like I told you guys, macro up as fast as possible, be in this current situation as defensive as possible, and just build more and more units just to secure their game. Still a small advantage perhaps here by BISU, as his observer is still not being detected. This observer, and look at the map all over the place, there are observers, or nice position here by BISU. He just wishes exactly to know what exactly Horang is up to and when he is going to move out. So pretty good stuff here by him. We have a Protoss Templar archive, so BISU might go into High Templars, even Dark Templars, but there's even a Stargate now, so let's just see what exactly he's going up to. Weapons 1 upgrades is going to be explored as well, and we very likely are going to into an Arbiter Tribunal. So this is the tactic of BISU now. He goes into Arbiters. Arbiters, of course, a great option here for any Protoss, thanks to their recall ability. Of course you can recall here into the building productions of the Terran, but Terrans are very likely to place many mines here at this position, also place many turrets just to defend against the Arbiter aggression. But also let's not forget that Arbiters also have the stasis trap capability, so they could, for example, stasis trap this group of tanks and they would be taken out of the game, so they won't take any damage, but at the same time they can't attack. So Arbiter, very strong unit here for the Protoss. Of course the Terran could counter this aggression with some science vessels, like Flash has shown us in previous games on this channel. Of course science vessel with their EMP shockwave can take out the energy of the Arbiters, at the same time they take out the Protoss shields, so science vessel a must counter here against those Arbiters. BISU at the same time also expanding into this position, so a smaller advantage here for BISU as he has 5 more workers here against HORANG. The map is being just mined all over the place, so BISU needs to be on point with his clearance here. Of course he sends a small group with dragoons just to take out the mines, just to clear the way for any army move out here by him. We have some zealots here, a nice shuttle with zealots in it. Of course you can take this shuttle and just drop them onto this siege tank, for example now onto this siege tank position, so the siege tank actually attack themselves with that splash damage. Of course sadly the zealots will fall, they do like in many games here for the Protoss, but that's exactly what they're meant to do, just to soak up that splash damage. And then the dragoons in the back of course are the real damage dealer. Here we go, BISU a little bit not careful here, he just doesn't clear those mines, he just leaves one zealot in the front. Okay, I understand now. As he moves out here with an army, there's still some mines on the ground, and we might have our first engagement here. More and more mines are being placed here by HORANG, so BISU needs to be careful. He's a little bit impatient here, just leaves his zealots in the front. Once again they take so much splash damage here, and there is no observer yet here for BISU, at least I don't see one, so sadly for him he just left some zealots in the front, a little bit impatient, like I told you, even a little bit of a bad rally point here for those zealots, as HORANG has indeed a great position here just to hold this latch here, so BISU has to retreat a little bit. Perhaps he's going to wait for his Arbiter. Builds here another Stargate, yes indeed another Stargate, and perhaps he's even waiting for some more and more upgrades. Let's have a look at his forge. Indeed he's going into weapons too. The siege tanks are 0 to 1 upgraded, but like I told you guys, there is one base up here for BISU, and at the same time he's expanding here at the lower left position. Once again the Terran this time decides to move out. There are no Goliaths, there is only one Goliath here, so perhaps a little bit of a mistake here by him, but he's actually moving out. He wishes to kill as many units as possible. BISU is being surrounded here, he needs to find a better location. Mines are being placed all over the place. There is even a science vessel now coming in, and a shuttle of course. The shuttle could be very good here for BISU. Zealots in the front, and the shuttle drops exactly those zealots into the front of HORANG, so really great stuff here by BISU. Look at those tanks taking so much damage. Now finally the vultures are going to take care of the zealots, but a lot of damage has been done, a lot of splash damage here by those tanks against themselves. Actually really great stuff here by BISU with that shuttle. In the end HORANG holds, but he has lost so many units. At the same time his economy is pretty good, he's still at 1000 minerals, so he can come back. Of course he has so many factories here in the main. Once again he's trying to kill us, be as annoying as possible, place as many mines as possible, so in case the BISU had here some gateways they would walk straight into this mines, so BISU just has to clear those mines. Very effective, as these vultures could even do a drive-through here and kill as many probes as possible. Nice placement here by them, as 3 probes have been killed, and now he's going for even more and more probes here in this expansion. In the end the cannon will of course kill those vultures, but 2 more probes have been killed. Observers of course all over the map for BISU just to kill those mines. And let's just have a look at the follow-up here. BISU already at 170 supplies versus 150, but if the Terran places his tanks in a nice position. Of course, he can hold this ledge, and no matter what BISU throws at him, it will be defended, of course, with vultures in the front and siege tanks in the back. There's still one arbiter, perhaps more and more arbiters are being produced indeed for BISU here. And we still are waiting for our first recall here by BISU. Upgrade wise, he should have 2 to 0 weapons upgrade, of course. Let's have a look at the siege tanks upgrades. 1 to 2, so really good stuff by both players, just taking care of their upgrades. Recall is a possibility here. For example, there's just 2 turrets, actually 1 turret here in the front, but not that much to defend here for Horang. This position would be a mistake if BISU would fly in here through, as there's so many mines, so many siege tanks in the back. This could be also a good position here for him to do a drop, as there's just 2 turrets here, and he would kill so many SCVs as possible. So let's just see what exactly the option for BISU is going to be here. Still a little bit of defensive now going on. Look at that nice kill here for this zealot, as he soaked up those mines into the vultures. Sadly for him, he's going to fall, but he did a good job. He did kill 2 vultures there. So this is the army composition for BISU. Zealots with dragoons, a lot of zealots, of course, much needed. Lots of dragoons. He is maxed out. The same can be said of the Terran. The Terran very defensive, however, against BISU. So BISU still needs to decide where exactly he's going to strike. Currently he is just expanding here. He takes the middle of the map, but Horang had enough of it. He's just moving out now here with the science vessel. The Arbiter already taking so much damage. Nice stasis field. Look at that stasis field here by BISU, and look at that. He just takes out so many tanks out of this game as his army is moving forward here. Really great stuff here by him. Not that much energy left here on the Arbiters. Arbiters will fall, of course, but the real damage has been done with those stasis traps, stasis field against the Terran. Those Terran units will not attack. They can't be attacked, of course, but BISU doing a great job here. Of course, he did lose lots of zealots, as he needs to back up a little bit here with his dragoons. Perhaps just wait for more and more zealots. But a nice show of strength, just showing us how important arbiters are, not only for recall, but if you just do mass stasis traps, you have, of course, an advantage, and even can take out more and more, perhaps even surround these units. But right now he has to retreat, of course, as the siege tanks are sieging up. He is, of course, going to wait for more and more reinforcements, perhaps even more and more arbiters. There's even a shuttle, so a drop with zealots. Once again, a zealot bomb could be executed on those siege tanks. Let's just have a look at the follow-up here. More and more reinforcements are being produced here by BISU. His economy looks very strong. The same can be said about Horang, but Horang only at 3 bases now. Once again, the zealots are detecting those mines as much as possible. There is a knife drive through here by Horang, just taking out here this position for BISU, also placing those mines. Nice DT here for BISU. BISU, of course, is going to waste a little bit of time to kill those mines. He sent 2 arbiters, and his army looks also very, very strong. Nice position here for Horang, but like I told you guys, as close as possible these siege tanks are clumped up, as bad it is for the Terran, as you can drop zealots onto them, you can even do stasis traps onto them. So I'm pretty sure now Horang just tries to buy as much time as possible with those vultures, just place mines all over the place, all over the world, all over the map, sorry. And he's trying to just kill as much as possible here, but there are cannons here for BISU. Of course, some probes are going to fall. Good position here for these vultures, but one dragoon is even going to take care of this with that cannon. So this expansion, of course, has been denied, but BISU expanding here at a 12 o'clock position. His army is in the middle of the map. Shuttle, let's just see, does this shuttle perhaps have some zealots into them? Yes, indeed. No psionic storm here for BISU, no reverse. We might have a good engagement here, not enough energy, so a good psionic, good EMP here by Horang, but the damage once again has been done with those stasis trap all over the place. Stasis trap even in the upper part. There are some zealots in the front, but they have been killed, of course. Now there's just dragoons, and BISU has to, of course, back down, of course. So good engagement here by Horang. He killed a lot of stuff for BISU, even though BISU did some great stasis traps here. BISU might be in some little bit of trouble here, as Horang is moving out. Once again another engagement here, but slowly but steadily Horang is sieging up. His upgrades are on point, his 2 to 3. One armor upgrade here for BISU with 3 weapons upgrades. So pretty good stuff here by Horang as he moves forward. BISU in a little bit of trouble here, as those siege tanks are nicely spreaded here across the map. Let's just see what the answer here of BISU is going to be. He's in a little bit of trouble. He's going for the expansion, he's going for to defend his expansion, perhaps actually abandoning here this expansion and transfers some of his probes. Still no recall here for him. These two observers are vital for BISU as he sees exactly what Horang is up to, where exactly he's going to move out. At the same time, Horang taking this opportunity just to expand here at the 12 o'clock position. BISU remade his army, but he needs to be careful, even though his stasis traps have been on point. Perhaps he just needs more and more energy for his arbiters. Now another observer is being missed here. This expansion will very likely fall here for Horang, as we have a good engagement here in the middle of the map. We might have another engagement here. In come the vultures in the front with those mines. Zealots once again in the front. Great stasis trap once again. So many siege tanks here, so many zealots in the front. Dragoons are not being touched. Another stasis trap is going on. The arbiters finally have been taken out. BISU once again is attacking and then moving backward. So pretty good engagement this time by BISU, as he killed more than 60 supply here for the Terran. At the same time, he's in a little bit exposed position here with his dragoons. Look at that, he even brings here some zealots with Psionic Storm. EMP shockwaves goes out. We have a nice recall here with so many units here for BISU, so really good stuff here by him. At the same time, Horang is moving out in the middle of the map. Siege tank a little bit of trouble here for Horang. They are not sieged up. That's a really good, very bad decision here by him. They are not sieged up. They're just being left like that, and they're finally being backed up by Goliaths. So perhaps this could be a little bit of mistakes here by him. No siege tank tanks. More and more reinforcements are coming in. Finally the siege tanks are sieging up. I guess he was afraid of a drop here by zealots. In comes the drop with nice stasis trap once again. So many siege tanks are being taken out. Nice EMP against those arbiters. The reinforcements of BISU are coming in, and the position was just so bad here for Horang, as even we have an Archon now on the map. Pretty good stuff here by BISU, and of course that's the GG. A little bit of a mistake, a little bit of impatience here by Horang. He did have at one point the advantage in the game, but these siege tanks, like I told you guys, if you clump them up together so strong, the Arbiter will of course say thank you and just stasis trap them, and they will be taken out of the game. So pretty good stuff. You also can counter this with a drop with a shuttle, with the zealots, like I told you. So pretty good stuff here, but in the end the impatience here from Horang, he had to do something, but sadly for him it was a small mistake. It happens, of course. But yeah, BISU just taking out this expansion, and Horang trying to react, trying to be aggressive. But sadly for him it didn't work out. Arbiters once again on point for BISU with those stasis traps. Really great stuff. A good counter here for Horang as well with those science vessels. Not that many stasis traps were able to be casted, but yeah, in the end small advantage here for BISU as he takes this game. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this replay. I see you guys in the next replay.